Wall Street is seeing some red on this Tuesday. While we have a winter storm outside here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, we're thinking about the Fed as well as risk events this week. So joining me now is Tim Anderson of TJM Investments. Tim, great to have you here.
It's nice to be talking to you.
Well, we both made it through the snowstorm and we're here today. So we're looking at the equity markets as well as global markets, and we're seeing red for the major averages. We also saw the Russell 2000 dip into negative territory today. So given everything that's happening in energy and financials as well as materials, what are you focusing on?
Well, certainly there are some technical levels that are starting to get a little bit interesting. The transportation average is also under a tremendous amount of pressure, down close to 2%. That may be because so many airlines are going to have interrupted service this week. A couple of them have canceled a majority of their flights on the East Coast. And I haven't seen any other news headlines particularly pinpointing them. But clearly, the Fed will get a lot of attention tomorrow. Although there's no real drama left in their interest rate decision, they're gonna hike. But the statement will certainly be parsed pretty closely, and will immediately then turn to what the odds might be that they would hike again in June. Beyond that, the CBO score on the healthcare plan came out last night. And I think there'll be considerable amount of talk on that as we work our way through the week.
And speaking of working our way through the week, the two-day Fed meeting will be kicking off, and we get the rate decision, the forecast, the press announcement tomorrow. But over in the Eurozone, the Dutch elections will also be closely monitored, so we have plenty on top for tomorrow. So what do you expect?
It's a news-rich week. There's no doubt about it, and clearly the elections in the Netherlands hold a lot of cards for how nervous the ECB and the EU in Brussels will get as we head toward the French elections toward the end of April. I think I certainly would not be surprised to see Wilders win. I think that the significant protests that you've had there over the weekend and into this week probably play right into his hand. And it also seems that Le Pen is moving up in the polls a little bit. I noticed that gold is popped back above the 1,200 level the last couple of days. 1,220 was resistance the last time it made a move. It spent maybe 3 or 4 weeks above that level. That's going to be a level to watch if gold keeps moving higher.
And Tim, before I let you go, I do want to talk about oil prices. Now, we got the OPEC monthly report, and today we're seeing oil, WTI, Brent both lower by over 1.5%. But given that we have the API and the EIA coming, what do you expect to see in prices?
Oil, it feels to me like oil is probably going to continue to slide maybe to the 42, 44 price range. Or maybe, 47, 48. I just think that 50 is going to be resistance in the very near term, and the path of least resistance is down. But I don't think we're looking at a violent decline like we had a couple of years ago. Now, and the wild card would be obviously if the Saudis made a more significant move on capping their production.
Okay, Tim. Well, thank you so much for weighing in on all these topics. Most people have a snow day today, but we're here. So thank you so much for analysis.
Sure. It's great to talk to you.